Hey, what's going on, guys? FM Journeyman here, and welcome back to Weston Super Mare. It's been a few months since I did the save, but we're going to pick it up with the start of the 17 to 18 season. Hey everyone, once again, welcome back to Weston Super Mare. We have a lot to catch up on. It's been about 3 months, maybe 2 months, I don't know. It's been a long time since I did this save, and I recently found it under my load games. I managed to restore it to the point where we haven't missed anything, so that's really good news because I was really enjoying this save as well. I had to pretty much delete it from my channel because I don't know, it was incomplete, and I hate doing incomplete stuff. So it's good to have this save back, and you know what, let's take a look at some of the pre-season fixtures that led up to this point. If you haven't seen the end of last season, make sure you check out the season review for last year. It's somewhere in the playlists. And this is how we did in pre-season. As you can see, up and down, we lost the teams that we expected to lose against, which is Swansea, Sheffield United, and Huddersfield. But we did beat everyone else that we did expect to win against, so that was very pleasing stuff. Let's take a look at some of the transfers since the end of last season. Now, going out, just a load of crap, really, apart from one player, which is Elliot Richards. He was obviously our leading goal scorer last season. Pretty much fired his promotion, 26 goals in 41 appearances, average rating of 7.19. He was by far the best player in the squad, so it was kind of disappointing to lose him. Players coming in, let's start off at the very top. Christian Smith came in on a free transfer. Now, he probably won't be sticking on the club for that long. I brought him in just to provide some coverage and stability, just and experience as well. And as you can see, he's pretty bad. Not sure what I was thinking bringing him in, and he's only deteriorated over preseason. I mean, acceleration 3, pace of 4, that's pretty abysmal, let's be honest. So I'd be very, very surprised if he gets any game time at all. Then I brought in Nathaniel Rowe Turner, who is a left back who can also play centre half as well. Looks a very solid individual. He's primarily going to be used as a support fullback because he can cross the ball a little bit. He's got decent enough stamina. He can definitely maybe improve that, but we'll have to wait and see. But a very solid player nevertheless. Chipped in with 2 assists in pre-season, which is pleasant to see. Then I brought in Jack Lane, another defender, a centre-half this time, 24 years old. My assistant manager thinks he could be better in a few years' time. As you can see, potential ability 4.5 stars. Current ability is 3 stars right now, so he's pretty well suited for the Vanarama National League. So happy to have him on board as an extra option at the back. Then I brought in Dan Sweeney, a centre midfielder, a creative centre midfielder, as you can probably tell here. He can play a numerous amount of roles, but primarily as a playmaker. He probably uses the deep line playmaker in my system. The only thing he really lacks, I would say, is stamina. Only 4 for a midfielder. That's pretty poor, but he is 23 years old, so he might be able to prove that in the future. Then I brought in Lewis Spalding, a young right back. Not sure why I brought him in, because the guy looks complete trash. My scouts did recommend him as a 5-star potential player, but I don't see it. So he was free, he was cheap, so no loss there. Then I brought in Charles Anthony Weston Hales. That is a mouthful. You know what? I'm not going to say that every single time. So what we're going to do, we're going to change his name. Let's change it to, since it's Charles, let's go with Chaz. If I can. There we go, perfect. Chaz, that'll do. Chaz is a pretty okay striker, nothing spectacular. Again, I went in search to try and replace Elliot Richards. It was a big loss losing him, so I had to try and get creative and trying to get a few players in that could do a job for me. And this guy can probably do that. A bit more of a poacher. Finishing couldn't be better. Composure could be better. Pace is pretty good though, so he has that going for him, and he can head the ball as well. Then we have Scott Davis, probably one of the better signings of the preseason. He's very well-rounded, a central midfielder, can also play right back at a pinch. The only thing that he lacks right now is strength. He's 29 years old, so he's not going to get much better than he currently is, and everything else just looks pretty solid. So he's going to be a good, solid signing, but I don't expect him to set the world alight. Even though he's valued at £29,000, I might have to cash in on that at some point. All right, then we brought in Reece Wedderburn, probably the best striker at the club right now. which isn't really saying a lot. But anyway, he's got pace, he's got a bit of strength, 6 foot tall, good finishing, good composure. Off the ball movement could be a little bit better, but he's only 20 years old, so he could potentially get better in the future. Apparently he's well suited for Vanarama North football, so he's playing slightly above his current ability level, but he's going to have to try and do a job this season, and we're going to rely on him to get a few goals. Then we brought in, last but not least, Dion McFoy-Johnson, bit of a project striker, 6'4", physicals out of this world. That's like Premier League quality physicals right there. Everything else, though, it's Sunday morning football. Finishing's pretty good, though. Heading's good. He's a prototype target man, so look for him to get a few goals in pre-season. As you can see, 4 goals in 6 games. So he did find the back of the net, which is pleasing to see. So maybe we'll have to try and work in a role for him going forward. So that completes all the transfers for pre-season, and that leads us up to today's game up against North Ferriby. Now, North Ferriby, like us, I think are predicted to finish in the lower half of the table. Yep, they've finished as 22nd, and we are favourites to go down, unsurprisingly. As I mentioned, if you haven't seen anything of last season, make sure you check out the season review. Obviously, we won the league last year, which is very pleasing and very surprising, because I believe we were predicted to finish mid-table and we ended up winning the league. So very good results all the way around. But this year, it's going to be a different task. Survival is going to be key. I can hope for mid-table, but let's be honest, survival is about where we're at. So we'll go into today's game up against North Ferriby. A little bit of hope. That's a team that's going to struggle as well. So hopefully we'll get a good victory today. All right, so if we can skip forward here to the either the fixture, as you can see, they're going to have a 4-4-2. Now, who do they have? Anyone interesting? Let me see. No one that really rings a bell. Who's the goalkeeper? Dan Osman. He's a regen. 6'3" regen. 16-year-old goalkeeper. Look to put him under pressure early on. Then you have Connor Robinson up top. That's a striker I do recognize. He's played for numerous clubs. Looks like Boston, Lincoln, Gainsborough works up a lot of teams at this level. Who partners him? Curtis Bateson. All right, so scored a few goals last season, but they got nothing really threatening about them. So this is how we're going to line up in the opening day of the season. We pretty much have a full squad to choose from, so there's no excuses for today. We have Luke Purnell in goal. Richard Bryan's going to start as my main right back, but I am in the market to bring in a better player there. Then we have Joe Steele, Jack Lane, Nathaniel Rowe Turner, with Davis, Sweeney, and Theo Brearley in midfield, with Weiss Redderburn, Sam Smith, and Jake Watkins up top. Now, this is the system I'm going with, a 4-3-3 formation, and I've adjusted it slightly to meet the players' needs, because you didn't have many deep line forwards available anymore. That was Elliot Richards' best role, so I had to adjust the team a little bit. Sam Smith is going to play as a target man support to try and win the ball in this centre region of the pitch. And then we have Weiss Redderburn as a poacher and Jake Watkins as an advanced forward. Hopefully Watkins' pace and movement will be able to disrupt the opposition backline. At least that's what the aim is. All right, so let's go into today's game. I did play numerous amount of fixtures, but I had a big squad, so a lot of the players aren't currently match fit. So here we go. I'm not going to do any opposition instructions, but I will give the guys a quick team talk to show them I have faith in their ability to get 3 points today. All right, so here we go. Opening day fixture of the 17-18 season, and we can only hope to get a positive result. We want to get off to a good start if we can, because obviously playing against teams that are going to be around the same area, the table as we are, is going to be key if we want to survive. And it's an early goal. Get in there, son. Rowe Turner with the cross, and Templeton, that's a heck of a mistake, and it goes in the back of the net. Great start. Within 30 seconds, we are 1-0 up. Let's take another look at the replay here. Looks like a calamity of errors there. Yep, Templeton and Ravis couldn't keep it out in goal for them, but yeah, 1-0 up. Great start, great start. All right, ball's thrown in the box, and that's terrible defending, and Bateson latches onto it and makes it 1-1. That's, yeah, I mean, that's terrible defending here. Templeton launches the ball in the box, went past 1, 2, 3. 3 defenders on the way through to Bateson, and Bateson just smashes it home past Purnell. Luke Purnell had no chance in goal there. All right, corner kick here. Holden whips it in. Smith with the clearance, only as far as Bateson, who plays it back to Holden. He pulls it back. The ball's cleared, only as far as Holden again, who makes it 2-1. And North Ferriby are, at the moment, in control of the game and 2-1 up. Poor defending again. We just couldn't get the ball clear. And Holden got on the box there and smashed it past Purnell. Again, Purnell, no chance in goal. Okay, so things aren't really going as planned after that rocket of a start being 1-0 up. And if you look at the stats in the top left-hand corner, we weren't doing very well. So I'm thinking about maybe changing some things up. We'll have to see what happens. I've got to give the guys some time. A lot of new players in the squad. So I want to make sure they bed in nicely before we start chopping and changing the tactic. All right, so going to the second half. Let's see if we can create something. Because right now, apart from that own goal we scored within 30 seconds, we haven't created any opportunities. So 70 minutes on the clock, nothing's happened. Disappointing. Let's bring on Connor Deards. We're going to play Connor Deards actually as a target man on attack. And let's also make a change in midfield because we're not doing a lot there. Let's bring off Dan Sweeney and replace him with Perry Ryan, a very creative centre midfielder. And let's also bring off Richard Bryan and bring on Lou Spaulding. Get some better judgment. He's not a great player, but still, let's see if we can do something in the second portion of the second half. All right, so let's switch to attacking as well. We are 2-1 down, potentially 3-1 now. Robinson's through on goal, shoots and scores. Too easy for Robinson. 3-1. Crap. Oh, dear. This is a game I did not want to lose. Drawing would have been okay, but losing, no, not so much. And unfortunately, it looks like that's going to be the case. Holden's going to make it, whips it in, and it's 4-1. This is disastrous. Oh dear, this is a bad start to my return as manager of Weston Super Mare. Oh well. Lucky enough, though, it is the first game of the season, so we got a lot of time to improve the squad and improve our fortunes. But being 4-1 down on the opening day of the season is never a pleasing sight. Alright, here's maybe a chance for consolation. Ball's cleared and it is full-time whistle, 4-1 defeat. Terrible, terrible result. Not much more to say about that, unfortunately. Yeah, no one really played well today and I can't really highlight any good performances and we didn't create really a single opportunity. So very, very disappointing. We'll have to see what happens in the future. I have my scouts working overtime to try and get me some talents out there. But we'll have to see what we can do. Maybe I'll have to adjust my tactic. Maybe I'll go a bit more defensive because attacking worked for us last year. But I'm going to have to be a little bit more creative this year with a tougher task in a tougher league. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed the return of Weston Not So Super Mare. Let's talk about the next fixture, though, before we close the episode. Let me see. Who could be an interesting match? I'm thinking maybe one team around here. That'll give us like a month in between this fixture and the next one. Let's do Dagenham and Redbridge. Let's do Dagenham and Redbridge at home. That should be a good fixture. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.